I would like to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by the Dolphin Wars.
Hello, everybody. It's always good to have, always good to do some old school stuff. It is episode 200 after all. And, well, good evening and welcome to King Dolphin TV, the grand episode 200. Yay! Excuse my voice. I am fighting some allergies and some other stuff, so, I'm going to do the best I can. After all, the show must go on, and I am not going to let Gumby semper for me. This is going to be a great show. This is the part. Podtober continues, and we've got we got a bunch of stuff going on this next week, culminating in the 1 year anniversary of 2 year anniversary of King Dolphin TV, and my birthday, last but definitely not least. But today is a milestone, episode 200, and I decided I wanted to do another interview of a comic book for everybody. Or a graphic novel, comic book, whatever, for everybody's entertainment tonight. So, please, if you like what I'm doing here, if you love these interviews, if you love these reviews, and if you love the chaos that is King Dolphin TV, just cause. Please like, subscribe, and keep coming back to this channel. We are going the road to the 3rd year and 300, and everything is barreling through. Also, YouTube decided, I guess even a small channel like me decided they wanted to slap me around a bit. So I am back down to 11 subscribers. Let's get me up to 300 before Podtober is over, because that shows the love that everybody has for this channel. So, let's see. Let us get started by welcoming the people who are here right now. We've got Admiral Teague. Hello there, my friend. How are you doing, sir? He says, I know all about that. Yeah. So hello, Admiral Teague. And then my amazing wrenchers, the Wrench Pod, here to slap down terror, slap down bad things, and here to keep this a very good community and a place where we have lots of fun. So let me welcome my amazing team. We start off with the producer, Sandra, my other half, who says, in response to Legatus Legionii, let's see, somebody's got to make dinner, put up leftovers, chasing Snoopy and making sure he has his ear. Hey, you do more than that, and I appreciate every little bit and love you for it. And yes, and Snorter Poopus put bops you boo bum the man. Not again. Yes. So our producer, Sandra, I love you, honey. And we've got Legatus Legionii, who is always the first one, the last out. He's already saying, let's celebrate 200. Yes, let's get ready to let's celebrate this show. Can't believe it's been 200 episodes already. I love it. I love it. We've got John Rendo. Hey, Fez. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Hope you're feeling better. Like I said, my voice may be a little rough, but I'm taking care of it because with my away mission and the continuing of Podtober, I need a voice. So I'm taking care of that. We've got, yes, and to slap down donuts, and eclairs, yes. Shouldn't it be slap down the broccoli, though, and eat all the donuts and eclairs, So, and then we've got the Comic Relief Crusader, who, please, Comic, put your channel out there if you're there. And he put something really nice out there. King Dolphin TV and Sandra. I plugged the book as much as possible when I was at the Carstairs Comic Con this past Saturday. Watch the video I did. Plugging for you both, bro. Thank you, Comic. I'll have to check out that video. Please put your channel out there so that everybody can can check out your amazing channel. All right, and we got Phantom Outsider. Hey, Fancy, how you doing, buddy? Glad you're here, and looking forward to comments in the stream. How we're going to do it is we're going to. I'm going to do a. Oh, I can't start yet. Hold the horses. Hang on to your walrus. We gotta welcome the baddest, the meanest, the hardest working bear on the internet and everywhere else. I need my own background. I need to have the music too. But you're just gonna have to deal with it with Mini Snort coming up. Ora pupas! You bird. Touchscreen. Touchscreen. Ooh. Ooh, but ooh, who's this? Who's that? Ooh, but now he's classing up the joint. Wow. Snorty. Mini Snort. This is a PG show. Although it is a nice drawing of her. Yes. John Randall says, "Dot scream." And Snort Poopus just. Ah! All right. So let us get started here. I'm going to be. I'm a big Fantastic Four fanatic, and even though there's been some clunkers, more often than not, there are great stories in the Fantastic Four, and so I happen to have this graphic novel. It's available on Kindle, and Snorty. I taught him everything he knows. Huge circles, yeah. See all the huge circles. I love everything Fantastic Four. Like I said, there are clunkers, but then there are some gems. So I had this one out, and it intrigued me. It intrigued me about what did Sue Storm or Sue Storm Richards or Sue Richards, did she have a secret life? And as this tells us, yes, she did. So I'm going to interview the book, Invisible Women partners in crime. And we'll get started. But before we get going here, I want to do the disclaimer that this is fair use. This is for copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is named for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might be otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. There, YouTube, leave me alone. So now that I've got the lawyers happy, let's get started. This is going to be, I am not going with the script. I'm going to start going into it, and I will entertain any comments out there in the stream, and we may have a guest. In fact, let me just do something here. Let's get some music so you're not just listening to dead air. Although, all right, we're back. Oh, I guess I had to ask the voicemail recorder. I had the voicemail recorder. If my life insurance covers polar bears. I hope it does. Hello, Dalek 451. I am so glad you're here. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy the interview or the review. As I said, we may have a guest later on. He isn't here right now, and hopefully he'll come. Hopefully he finds time in his busy schedule to make a stop. John makes does my life insurance cover polar bears? Hey, Dalek 451 says happy 200th episode. And John does peaceful dance in the background. Yes. All right. So let's get started. I've got the lawyers happy, and now it is time to get this review going. All right. All right. There we go. Invisible Woman, Partners in Crime. It's a, or I call it Storm. Sue Storm. So it's telling about Sue's secret life outside of the Fantastic Four. I love that one. I love that view. I mean that picture. That is just the hottest picture I've seen of Sue. Wow. It's written by Mark Waid with the artist Mattia. Oh, wait, let me scroll. Mattia de Tulis, the artist. Again, good one. Okay, so it starts way back in the past. With people going from Hungary into Slovakia back in the days of the Cold War, and you see a man and woman talking and complaining about the weather. Let's see, and then they get to the border guard, and one is already kind of tipsy, and of course there's going to be there is a pratfall. The guy starts to collapse, and guess what he falls into? He falls into an invisible bubble. Ooh, go figure. And then all of a sudden, somebody appears. So then these two start fighting, and these two start fighting the guards, and the woman, and the guy, the other guy, start running away. She says that she's just starting to learn force fields, and the bullets are bouncing off, and then they turn invisible, and then turn invisible again. But guess what? You can't be invisible in snow. And just as she's getting ready to take a shot, she decides to do some non-lethal and turns his gun invisible. But then somebody is aiming at the two silhouettes, and then ta-da, she is saved by the cavalry. They run, and who should they meet up with? Nick Fury. And they meet up with Nick Fury, who drives them off. They get back. The agent named Aiden goes and says that his partner, he calls her Stormy, we know her as Sue. He tells her that one day she's going to have to kill. And one day they're going to have to kill. She may kill to save her life, but she says she's not going to do it. And then he tries to get a date, and there she goes, saying, "I'm engaged, but I also have a day job." God, that picture is wow. So that is a nice start to the story. John says, "Hello, noise." And John says, "But in a blizzard, even the semi-trucks are invisible." Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. All right. So there is the prelude, and then it gets started. She goes over She goes into her life, saying she's a hero, a wife, mother, big sister, friend. I love the thing where she tells Ben to use foam instead of water. That's so cool. And then, more of what she does, and then she's back. She's saying she's saying all she's happy about right now is the perfect cup of coffee, a decent haircut, and the latest Laura Lippman book. And she's trying to get used to the new normal, because things are, well, as normal as they could be if you're the Fantastic Four. So she's got a busy husband, and Ben's married. We know about Johnny and the kids, don't want mom and dad. And then she gets a phone call, which takes her to the CIA, who they want to ask her something, and it's classified. She can't even share it with her family. He calls her a part-time secret agent, and she comes back. She sounds like she's offended, because she felt her role is important by SHIELD. She evidently, Moravia, a bad country, kidnapped and sentenced some American college students, six students. And in the meantime, in another unrelated mission, her partner Aiden was captured by Moravian spies and is being tortured. Now, the only thing they've got is that he's not on Moravia, and two, he was able to get out a coded message that said one thing: Stormy. And Sue knows what it is. It was his nickname for her. And she offered to join the search, but the director says no. And they just wanted her to provide information, and do not want her involved because of the kids, which is true. But Sue is Sue, and she happens to grab the file. So I guess old habits die hard. So that she let Reed know she's getting ready to join her. She's ready to get into a jet. Samuel L. Fury comes over and tells her that she shouldn't do it, but at the same time, do I have a banner up? Oh yeah, I do. Okay, sorry. So he offers information, and I like this, that tell him I clocked you with an invisible wrench, and he was going to go cut my oxygen with a force bubble. So there's some banter between Sue and Samuel L. Fury. So then she gets to a place called Madripoor, which is a pretty nasty place, according to what she says. And in fact, yeah, they tried to attack her. It bounces off, and she's getting ready to take on the second guy. But at that time, the second guy gets zapped by the Black Widow. So that is part one. So, sorry guys. All right, so they, I don't like that look on Black Widow. I've always liked her in the long hair back in the day. Yeah, I don't like this. They're making her too much like and don't what? There, I turned it off. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, I do like Scarlett Johansson, but I do not. I don't like this hairstyle. And of course, Pudgy's here. We couldn't have King Dolphin TV without Pudgy. He says, "Bounce, bounce, bounce." The little hedgehog bounces in, hugging everyone. Yes, I hugged the Pudgy too. All right, so. Okay, let me do. While we're doing a short interlude here. Where am I? Okay, here. Okay, there you are. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So we've got Pudgy, and we can continue with our. We can continue with the storyline. So they are in a bad part of town or bad country called Madripoor. I like that one. And at least it's got the long-haired, not Black Widow. And then another flashback. What? There's no banner up. Okay. There's another flashback. This time they're talking about Aiden's girlfriend as they are staking out a target. And then he recognizes an agent, a KGB assassin, Sergei Kozlov, and of course, Sue catches that briefcase, and guess what? It is a bomb. Go figure. They turn in their target, and they're talking about the his mystery girlfriend, and that she's saying she doesn't miss being single, and he says, if that were true, you wouldn't be doing this. And she says, I do it for my country, and they're not mutually exclusive. And he's saying it's impossible to do the job if there's someone full-time, or do it well full-time if there's someone dividing the attention. No family, no wife, no drama, no distractions. So, and then back to Madripoor. For those who read comics and like, especially Marvel, evidently Madripoor is an island nation that has pirates, thieves, and billionaires. There are two spots: High Town, where the rich live; Low Town is the slums, and there are lots of information bartering. Evidently, Aiden was dealing with someone named a Saber, Cheng Dao, and so they are the Black Widow and Sue we're going to check this place out and talk to the guy. Natasha says she wants to keep Fury's friend safe, but then Sue says, I'm not an amateur. Of course, Natasha doesn't believe it. And actually, she thinks the FF would probably be best going after the students. But so she says that they're safe as long as no one barrels in. And then what I like is she says, the brass monkey, I'm surprised it's still standing after the Peregrine affair. And Natasha says, the Peregrine, that was you? And Sue says, yeah. And I guess Natasha has a little bit more respect for her. And so they meet up with Cheng Dao, and definitely a sleazy character who decides that they want to get some information about Aiden, and he says he says you got to have a drinking contest, and Natasha says, okay, I'll do it, but he wants Sue to do it. So she says, yeah, right, you're watching too many movies. And he brings in a ringer, a sumo guy, who they're going to do a drinking contest. So they start drinking. And drinking. And drinking. And Natasha is wondering, wow. And drinking. And then Fatso collapses. Evidently, the liquor was poisoned. And he said that she's going to die within seconds. But not so fast. She turns off the invincibility and the drinks appear. She clobbers him with a force field, and he's about ready to talk. He's about ready to tell them what they need to know, and then he gets shot. How cliche. So let's see. They see the motorcyclist, the gunman. They start chasing, and he goes up. He puts a slide, but he still jumps off into the building. Although she reveals everybody, and he gets into a car. The Black Widow jumps onto the car and evidently causes them to crash into a pole. But before she could do anything, the gunman killed the driver and himself. So they don't have any leads, or do they? There was a dossier on on Aiden Tintrich and reveals that he had a wife for 15 years. So that is the part 2 of this epic. All right. So, hello, Pierre Kelly. How you doing, my friend? Any comments? Any ideas? So, Super Spy had a wife. So now they have another lead. Hey, Pudgy, I wonder what her favorite cookie is. All right, back to the story. I love this shot too. Guys with guns, guys with knives, guys with poison, guys with candy. And then back in CIA land, they're still trying to resolve the situation with the kids. They also trying to keep track of Sue, but she hasn't been seen. So now, where is she? She's in Ireland. And she decided to come in uniform to see if she can get this gal to trust her. She obviously is scared, and she's trying to talk to her, tell her if she's a friend, and asking if she was married to the guy. And flashback, she said he said that he didn't have a family, but Natasha says spies lie. Page 1 of the manual. So so they gave information. Sue's got the information and headed there, and she looks sufficiently panicked. And Sue is pissed because they're supposed to trust each other, and she says if he kept a marriage secret, what else didn't he tell her? So she says he was an insurance salesman. Now she says that she says she wanted to be in the movies. She took acting classes, and then she took more after becoming a spy. So she knew that she was going to try and pull a gun, and Sue reveals it. And just then, bad guys come in. Some goofball called Enemy Argent. God, who picks these names? Sue said that she hasn't seen him since August, since Athens. And of course, this Mr. Mohawk here had the proper way to cause problem with Sue's powers using flashing lights and sonics affecting her focus. So she tells Colleen to go out the bubble, and while still keeping the force field. And as they're shooting, she decides she's going to turn everybody invisible. And when they do that, she knocks him out. She then finds out that she was an agent, retired, and her entire job was to be Aiden's fake wife. She's only seen him twice in 15 years. And she said she recognized Sue, but didn't know that Sue was in the game. So Sue explains the situation, and as she's trying to get information, Sue's just really torqued. And she's got a lead going to Italy to meet with a manufacturer called Vetivier. So Sue goes to Rome. She was reminiscing about Reed going to propose to her, and she missed out on. I've never heard of this museum, and I've been in Rome before. Chevalier Museum of Modern Art. That must be new, since before the time I was there. So she's all dressed up in high society garb, and she's going in, and you see there BBC News talking about the kidnapping. And now we see another bit of powers that Sue has. Evidently, after talking to her daughter, they said that color is manipulating light waves. So she decides to do a new trick. She can change the color of her hair, and she can change her skin color and give herself a tan. So plot armor, but I thought it was a pretty cool plot armor. So she goes in to the party, lots of high tech, lots of money rollers. There is the person she's looking for, who is a woman of mystery. No one knows about her personal life, and she loves her career and artwork. So she has this $40 million piece of art that she donated to the museum. And then someone flirts with Sue. And Sue does a pretty good job of fooling her. Talking in Italian, and also hiding the ring. And she was impressed with her acting abilities. Now, then she uses her abilities to cause some spillage and make the picture disappear. I love this artwork. She brings this artwork is amazing. That just making the woman that woman that's yelling looks so realistic. So the guards are in a tizzy. That gives Sue the ability to get close to Vetivier and kidnap her. So they get outside. She starts wanting to ask questions. She starts telling about her breakthrough and using light beams to replace Wi-Fi, and how she made this breakthrough. And as they're talking, somebody stole part of it, and then saying her husband was kidnapped by, guess who? The Moravians. And Sue says, "How long has he been you've been married?" 7 years, but no ring. And then someone's about ready to clock her. Come on, really? Doesn't work. And he's looking surprised. Come on. Really? So then he takes out the bodyguards, and then all of a sudden, something happens to her. Vetivier is using a sonic device to render Sue helpless. And all of a sudden, just as Sue's getting ready to pass out, Aiden shows up saying they need her help. End of part 3. So let's see. Let me catch up here. Let's see. Oh, no comments. Let's see. Pudgy ponders. You mean like this? Pudgy? You know, like this, Pudgy?
Pudgy ponders.
Phantom Outsider says this is definitely a modern book. Guy with info dead. Other guy with info and male driver dead. Fake wife with info. Surprisingly not killed. True. Also, Sue starts to suffocate as she is enveloped in a force field, which is altering the life frequency. And how is she breathing? Also, why isn't her breath fogging the field? I guess they've never explained how she's. Well, obviously she can hold oxygen. Whatever oxygen is in the force field, will stay in the force field, so she's able to breathe. And why isn't her breath fogging the field? And artist does not want to create backgrounds either. If you look at any page, you have no idea if you're inside, outside. I never thought about that. I focus more on the character. I'm focusing more on the way the characters are being drawn. All right, so let us continue. And Pudgy says, "Yay! Yes, Pudgy ponders." Okay, so I don't think my guest is coming. All right, so let us continue. But yeah, Phantom Outsider, I think in 60 years, they've never really explained how Sue is able to breathe in the force field. The only thing I can think is it's so impermeable that even the oxygen stays in there. Snorter pooper snuffles. Sue is always vulnerable to sonics. You'd think she'd be wearing advanced noise-canceling tech communication devices in her ears, which she could keep invisible. True that. So maybe the emotions of this case, letting her heart get into her head, make her forget simple things like that. But we also know how powerful Sue is. And okay, so let's go back. I don't like this cover much. They don't know how to draw Maria Hill. I don't like this one. Okay, Sue is blind, saying, "Where am I? Why can't I see?" And since when did Sue have a mole? And then he says, let me see if I can zoom this up. All right. what she's saying is that she's blind. They did something to her eyes, and she said, "That ain't gonna stop me. I could just put out a force field." But Aiden's saying all sorts of reasons why she shouldn't. It could be Johnny's there, poison gas, hostages, etc. And so she's saying, so she's wondering why that this is not the Aiden that she knew. And then we got another flashback, and an invisible in Odessa, Ukraine, an invisible USB port, a USB flash drive. She's being a very poor secretary, and then she's trying to reach Aiden, but he is in the process of getting the hell beat out of him. And evidently he interdicted a drug shipment. And why? This is the second person I see that is drawn like Brock Lesnar. I'm like, okay, this guy looks like Brock Lesnar. So then they hear a car coming that drives them off into the ocean, and of course it's invisible, and she says, "Get in," and he's explaining himself that he went after a drug lord, and he said she's not gonna tell Fury. And then she surrenders, saying she'll do what they say, and she says she's got him trapped. They're hoping that she's not going to lash out blindly, and evidently Ms. Ventier has a device that is causing her blindness. But then she goes into that her eyes were all changed from the cosmic rays that gave them their powers. She's able to see cosmic rays. So she's able to see. She says that's how she's able to see her own force fields or anything else invisible. And so she's able to pull up their silhouettes, and bam. And she turns off the device. And then she takes out the goons and traps Aiden and Ventier. And he says she's going to want to stand down, because if they're prevented with checking with the American embassy in Moravia, the kids are dead. Evidently, she does have the ability to use Li-Fi to steal data from any Wi-Fi network at the speed of light. So it could cause a lot of chaos within governments. But her collaborator stole his half and is on a mountaintop forest. Of course, they're all on mountaintop forests. So Aiden, who was in on it the whole time, said that the Stu was the best chance for them to get his piece of the pie. So they explained that that Chang Dao was supposed to hand him over at Madripoor, but her partner ran the sniper and enemy argent. So, of course, how villains love to tell the plan. Evidently, there is a bomb set in the airplane that is set to fly over Simkavia, and the plane will explode, blaming Simkaria for this aggression. So they're getting ready to fly to Moravia. And he tells her that he should have never been an agent. And he loves killing. He never forget what he saw the first time he took that shot. And Sue, he told Sue that with her role of not killing, even though it was stupid, it helped him with whatever moral compass he had. But then she left, and then he started killing more and more. And the last time was probably what drove him over the edge. He just instinctively shot a 9-year-old, and he could have left her, but he was going to be identified, so he shot her again and killed her. And he says, "You're asking me, why did I turn? I didn't. Turns out I was always this way." So Sue realizes this guy's Sue realizes this guy is a psychopath. But they still are a great team. So they're going through infiltrating said lab, and they get over to the scientist, and she just lets Aiden grab him, and she says that they already got the device, and he inadvertently shows her to get it, where to get it at. And so they're getting ready to leave, and then Aiden decides to kill the scientist. And then just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, they get worse, because Maria Hill decides to stick her nose into this, going to arrest Sue and with time running out, this is the worst possible thing that can happen. All right, so we're almost okay. Hello, Stark of Iron. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? Yeah, let's see. Let's see what Phantom is saying. Okay. Eyes like a closed down school, no pupils. Moles are nasty. They dig up your lawn. Thump, that's a new one. And Phantom Outsider. Being blind, she doesn't immediately contact her family to bring down vengeance and furious anger. Or in other words, it's clobbering time. Hey, come on. This is Storm. Sue Storm. I'll check this out, Legatus. And also, all she needs to do is project the field, and they go squish now. And And so she takes a slow plane versus getting the pogo plane there and getting to the place in less than 30 minutes with Ben, Johnny, and Reed. But sure, let's do it this way. Hey, drama. Hey, anybody notice that the plane that the plane she used is still in Rome? I wonder if they got a way to, if the FF have the way to retrieve that plane. Come on. You got all that Richards tech. Oh, that would be nasty if someone got their hand out of it. Stark of Iron says, a hearty hail from my break, liking and watching the rewind. Awesome. Awesome. Love you too, Stark. And it's good to see you too. Sue has access to FF resources. If I had access to that, I'd be like, he's in a cabin, you say? Put up a picture of the cabin. Yes, then you call the cabin. Bad guy answers, tell him to surrender. Yeah, but then you got a hostage crisis. He refuses, of course, then say, did you get that Snortopoopas Q burr? Then from the bad guy's phone, you hear, whoa! Awesome. That is awesome. Problem solved. And that's the end of that chapter. And all Snort says, snuffles. And of course, eats the bad guy. Yes, it is. It is, Legatus. Okay. So now we're getting to the finale. Okay, let me see. Is he? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's get to the grand finale. Now that's a nice picture of Sue. That's a nice one. Ooh. Number 5 with the gun. And here she is trying to explain the situation. And she's saying that they were getting ready to hand over a dangerous asset to the hospital government. And she claims that this gun could cut through the force fields. So she's trying to get Sue to say something. And next thing you know, the lights go out. And she sees Aiden shot the gun, got rid of the windows, and headed out the door. And then she explains everything of the situation. And, of course, found out the gun was bluffing. And there's a shield or a former or whatever the heck is wrong with shield jet. And they're going to intercept the plane. Unfortunately, they can't get some carrier to communicate or to bring the airplane down because they don't have the complex shield stuff. And, of course, no one notices they have a guest. So they fly, they intercept the airplane, and so she's going to do something very, very crazy. She goes, puts a force field tube between the two airplanes, and then opens the door. Now, of course, everybody's going to get sucked out, and they're all going to die. But no, this is Sue. So Sue goes down, slides down the pole, and this is going to be a lot of concentration. You're holding the door shut with a force field. You're trying to explain the situation, telling the pilot that there's a bomb. Now, of course, the guy's got a gun, and And so the kids are panicking. He's trying to explain who she is, and he has no idea what's going on. Is ready to shoot. Why do you have a gun in an airplane? But fortunately, one of the kids knocks the guy out. Now, of course, he's the pilot, so no one else could fly the airplane. So now they're trying to. She's explaining everybody there's a bomb in there. All she can do is tell them that there's something suspicious. If it looks like a bomb, then it's a bomb. And of course, to help make it easy, she turns the whole airplane invisible. Wonder Woman. Is that Wonder Woman's jet? Wonder Woman. Still, they're looking for said bomb. Syncaria has spotted this airplane. They're getting ready to probably shoot it down. They're 40,000 feet up, so that's going to be an issue if she puts them in a force bubble. And of course, she's being, I'm sure that's playing havoc with her head. They find a bomb, and evidently the fuse is set by a GPS device. And why isn't there explosive decompression right there when she tosses it out the window? And then the bomb goes off. So now she's got to get this airplane back on the ground. And evidently, that's all that concentration is causing her some headaches. So she can fly the airplane. She wanted Maria to take her to guide her to an airport, and then Aiden's there. Dun, dun, dun. He knocked out Maria, and now he's starting his little insane tirade, saying that Sue looked down on her because of her moral high ground, her not having to kill. And she said that she's over there trying to talk him down, and she's saying he's going in a collision course. He's telling him no. And he says, insane is thinking you can be an espionage agent without one drop of blood on your hands, that you can judge me for doing what you won't. And she didn't. And so she says that she has no tricks. She can't go invisible because he has radar. That craft can't do, or her plane is no match for the craft he's in. The parachutes, not going to happen at 40,000 feet. So they both know it's going to be a force field barrier. And she says that he says he's not going to survive, and he doesn't care. So he says, poor thing, it must be awful to finally have to consider killing. And I'm going to read this word for word, because this I have never seen in anything, any Fantastic Four story, her go off like this. Finally, you ass. Think about what I can do. Give you an instant embolism from 100 yards out. Crush your windpipe. Fill your lungs. Drive a force field spike through your heart without blinking. I'm a living weapon. I'm finally thinking about killing. I have to think about it all the time. I never worry about being strong enough to take a life, Aiden. I worry about being strong enough not to. So he's giving her one last chance. And unfortunately, boom, he dies. the epilogue, he buries something that she buries something that he gave her, and Maria Hill shows up, and she says that the charges were dropped, and Sue says she's leaving the game. She made mistakes, some bad calls, even though she rescued 5 kidnapped kids. Where's the 6th? There were 6. How did they conveniently lose one? Pretty much Sue says that Aiden was to the point he couldn't live with himself, and Sue couldn't risk the same thing happening to her because she's unstoppable. So Sue disappears, and that is the end of the story. So that is the end of it. So, what do I think of it? I think it's a great story. There are some flaws to it. Like, my big thing is, where's the 6th kid? Where's the 6th kid? And it does make it. I mean, if you look at the FF, you can always see that Sue is probably the most powerful of the 4, just based on what she can do. So that's I mean, it was a good, fun story that gives a real interesting take on Sue's life outside the Fantastic Four. I want to know. Evidently, she did. She must have told Reed about what they did, because of the text message that said yeah. So Reed must have known. Hello, Captain Infinity. How are you, sir? Okay. Let's see. Let's see what Phantom Outsider says. Yes, it is that trade paperback book. Snorter Pooper says, I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. The finale or the finale? The Phantom Outsider fighting for truth, justice, and the circle of life. Hey, polar bears got to eat too. Plus, the bad guy only comes back after he passes through Snort's colon, so no repeat offenders. Ew. First, she should have put a field over the door, put the bomb in the field, create a bubble, pass bubble to outside the plane, close door, maintain field of bomb while it drops to shield. Yeah, that would have worked. They didn't do it. So I'm like, she's got a hole, and in that space of tossing that bomb out the window or out her shield, there would have been enough for explosive decompression to knock all of them out. To shield the plane somewhat from the blast. Yeah. I didn't like that. I didn't like the scene in the plane. And again, where's the 6th kid? Ta-da. Johnny, he can turn Nova and turn Earth to ashes in a second. Yeah, but she can wrap him in a force field, and there's the oxygen. There goes the oxygen. Yeah, Franklin can just rewrite reality. Yeah, so true. Snortapoopa says the sixth kid was sent far out in the uncharted backwaters of the unfashionable. Ugh, let me try this again. The sixth kid was sent far out in the uncharted backwaters of the unfashionable end of the western spiral arm of the galaxy, where he either became a telephone sanitizer or a superhero. Cool. A superhero sanitizer? Okay. And Admiral Teague says, transformational justice via a polar bear's digestive system works for me. Hey, Snort, you are now a transformer. Cool. All right. So, what all did you think of it? I know what I'm seeing what Phantom Outsider thinks of it, but I want to know what the rest of you think of it. Let's see. Legata says it did not feel like a FF story. Susan Storm Richards undertook an espionage mission for S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, evidently for quite some time. That's not in character, is it? Yeah. But really, there is some things that make sense, though, because obviously we don't see the FF 24/7, and I'm sure there are those that there are those times that Sue could have gone out and been super spy. She has the skill set. She's got the skill set. Someone who can turn invisible. Hey, any Secret Service would love that. What happened was the sixth kid went to the zoo one day and he said, and he was all, shall we, unkind to a polar bear. And well, he's, oh, this is good. What happened was the sixth kid went to the zoo one day and he was, shall we say, unkind to a polar bear. And well, he too shall pass through Snort's colon. LOL. And Snort says, why do I always get blamed for whenever someone disappears? Burp. That's why, Snort. John Randall likes it. Interesting story. Good artwork. Works for me. I do like the artwork that they did on the characters. I mean, oh my God, Sue. Oof. That's the best rendition of Sue I've seen in a long time. FF has helped S.H.I.E.L.D. before, but Reed not being consulted at all. S.H.I.E.L.D. wouldn't do that. You tick off Reed, you lose access to all his tech. You want to take that chance? True. But remember, S.H.I.E.L.D. also had Tony Stark bankrolling the bankrolling S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay. Legatus found the artwork lacking, and you can tell it was made in the last few years. Yeah. And there were two characters in there that sure looked like Brock Lesnar. So this guy, this person really didn't have any originality, but he could sure draw Sue. Captain Infinity analyzing a story in the first place is great YouTube content, in my own humble opinion. Thank you, Captain Infinity. Yeah, thank you. Ooh, Lacana's being ruthless. Next to no background, next to no objects, bland colors. Woof. Excuse me. Well, all right. Right. Tony and Reed are friends. What do you think Ben and Johnny do if something happens to Sue? True. There'd be some serious clobbering around happening. One thing I noticed on my read of this is, so to speak, no pun intended, is when Sue texts Reed to tell him that she's going off somewhere. It's intimated that Reed already knows that Sue was a super spy. Guys, I'd like to welcome our special guest here, and he'll probably savage the book too. We have the one, the only clobberer himself, Clobbering Times. Hey, buddy.
Hey there, man. Congratulations on number 200. Sorry I'm so late. Long day. I'm not even done with it yet. I have to go back out on the road again in a little bit. But I want to come say congrats. I've never read that comic, actually, because too modern-y looking for me. And then our buddy Mark D likes it, but I never read it, so I wouldn't have been able to review it with you anyway. I never got a chance to go back. I would have. If I had time, I would have. But anyway,
that's
congrats, though. Good to see you.
Well, good seeing you.
Thanks for the invite.
Glad to do it. Hey, if I'm reviewing a Fantastic Four book, who better to have here to savage it?
Well, we should review one. We should set it up to where we should review one that we both read. Then that'd be cool.
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, I'd like that.
Sure.
There's plenty of those. Well,
hey everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Excuse me. Voice is
I got you.
Yeah, it's been getting this cold.
Oh man.
Yeah. Legata says, if you compare this with any legion of superheroes for art, color, details, this comic is nothing. You're probably it would definitely fail against the Legion of Superheroes.
There've been a lot of lousy issues with that too, though. Look, FF and Legion have had their terrible low spots. It's all because they've been done by so many people. It's not all Kirby, and Perez and stuff like that.
Exactly. Exactly. But I like this take. I mean, there's some plot hole. Excuse me. There's some plot holes and stuff like this, and some people are saying that the art is lacking, which, I mean, I like their character drawing, and oh my God, they do a great suit. He drew a great suit. If you see on the splash page, that's an amazing picture of suit.
I have seen some art from time to time. It's an okay art style. It's not, like I said, it's probably a little modern-y, but it's okay. It's pretty stuff. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. It was interesting. I found it interesting because we know, obviously, that you can't see the FF 24/7. So what is to say that she's not a super spy?
Well, yeah, you can have them doing anything. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I suppose she has great powers for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, did Wade write that thing?
Yeah, Wade wrote it.
He wrote some good FF for a while.
Yeah, he did. So while you're here and we can talk FF, have you checked out any of this North stuff?
This what?
The North's version of the FF.
Oh, if it's modern, no, I dumped out of that trash a long time ago. I will not buy any modern Marvel FF or any other comics from them.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, I dumped it after Slot. I had made a deal to give Slot 1 year, and I gave him 13 issues that couldn't take it anymore. I'm here to read the Fantastic Four, not the Fantastic 44, and and then just didn't give a crap after that. And then they already at the 40 something issues they cut it off and start over again with a different. I'm just doesn't do it. I don't buy any modern stuff.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they did that back in the day too. After Kirby and
no, they didn't change the numbering. They just changed the creative teams changed, but they didn't change the number. I didn't start that changing numbering crap to the.
I hate that.
The 2000s. Yeah,
I hate
2000s. Right? Yeah, they didn't start that till like late 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
As far as changing the numbering, if somebody had to leave the book, that was fine.
Yeah.
Kirby did 102 issues for God's sake.
Yeah.
Would have done more, but so.
Yeah.
But this is
nothing
wrong with changing the creative team. It's just that I didn't like what Slot was doing. And so
I like that Snot.
But it was so much crud now that any new writer, in their defense, like I don't know this guy, I don't know who this guy is. In his defense, if you got to usually for books like that, you have to pick up you have to tie up all their loose ends, and sometimes you're stuck with all of their crap because the editors say, keep going with that continuity. Write your own stuff, but you still got to keep these guys. And I just have no interest in a world where I can't stand Valeria. Valeria's smarter than her dad. Like, get out of here. I don't like him having 2 kids. It should have been Franklin. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I don't like Valeria. Not my FF.
Yeah, I get you. And I think the best thing that Slot did, though, and I'm probably the minority, is they finally had Ben and Alicia tie the knot.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
That was long.
It was okay. Yeah, I don't mind that kind of growth. It's better. In fact, that's better. That's one thing I'll say. It's better than that idiotic trash that Englehart and Byrne and a couple other guys did, where Johnny was messing around with Alicia, only to find out later she's a Skrull. But before we found out she was a Skrull, it was still Alicia dumping Ben for Johnny, which was awful.
Yeah,
horrible times in the 80s and 90s and stuff. I could not stand. I dumped that FF. I couldn't buy it anymore. Bad art and really dumb things like that. It was like, no way, man.
Yeah, was Byrne had left before. Byrne left before Johnny and Alicia started.
It was somewhere close around the time. If it wasn't when he left, because now I'm it's if it wasn't, then it was Englehart, the Falco. I think it was Steve Englehart that did it, but I'm not sure exactly because frankly, I dumped out way before Byrne was on. Byrne was on it for a couple of years after I dumped out because I didn't like what he was doing after a while. I liked this first couple of years, and then when he did automatically, he starts doing his art got even worse, drawing with his feet apparently.
Yeah,
terrible inking, and then he changed the costumes, which I hated. I know this is never his. He doesn't take blame for anything, but putting She-Hulk in there was the last straw for me. I'm like, you know what? I'm one of those doesn't like She-Hulk. I never give a crap about She-Hulk. And I certainly didn't want her. Wow. She was in the Avengers. Fine, leave her there. Putting her in the FF, like, ugh.
Yeah.
So when she's in there, I'm like, you know what? Look, I'll just buy Ben's book, and then that on, that wasn't really a very good book, but I bought it anyway.
No, it wasn't.
But I had to just kind of stop buying FF because it kept doing things to chase me away. I'm like, no way, man. She-Hulk was the backbreaker. At that time, people don't understand something about She-Hulk. Okay, now she's all popular and everything in spite of a horrible TV show.
Yeah,
but She-Hulk in her first run, Savage She-Hulk, which lasted like 24, 25 issues or whatever. So she was a joke. It was a laughing stock comic that had really kind of crappy art most of the time. Nobody, around my age at the time was buying it. We're like, yeah, that looks lame. Because they're really terrible art most of the time. So then they put her in Defender. Byrne had Avengers. He had a short run in Avengers while he was doing FF. And he put her in that. Then he and Shooter, saying it was mostly Shooter, ended up putting her in the Fantastic Four. And because at that point, nobody gave a crap about She-Hulk except John Byrne. Then eventually, after he put her in that, he gave her own book, and that was very popular because it was different. It was different. It was all this breaking the fourth wall stuff. It was a ripoff of DC's Ambush Bug, but nobody, it was doing a lot of things that Giffen was doing with Ambush Bug. So, but he made her popular because she's a super tall, super hot, tall green chick.
Mm-hmm.
And he did some pretty good art on those books. He made her pretty sexy and all that stuff. And a lot of young lads took to it.
The toxic teens, yes.
Yeah.
But it's I'm giving this one a chance. Some of the stories are real out there. I mean, the fact that the FF are playing wandering like hobos. Just I don't know.
No, that's cool. Look, enjoy. Like I said, I can't. I mean, I've looked at I just can't think of too many modern books I've been to look at lately.
Yeah, and I think what it is all these modern comic stories. They're just they're just infomercials for their movies, much like if you're a wrestling fan, the weekend shows that were only an hour were always infomercials for the big pay-per-view events. That's what I'm thinking these comics are doing now.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to sell their movies.
And there ain't no movies to sell right now. I mean, aren't many anyway. But yeah, comics don't sell. I'll tell you this: if that's what they think, comics aren't selling anything because nobody buys comics, so it's not going to. If anything, comics should benefit from the movies, but they won't make. The movies take forever to come out. When they do, they're garbage now. So, I mean, the Marvels. You think that's going to sell any comics? And the comics aren't going to sell any tickets to that movie either.
No. All right, let's see what the chat's got to say out there. Snort's saying, Clobby. Snortapoopa says, Clobby, they're accusing me of eating people.
Well, live it and enjoy it.
Yep. Legata says, it was written by Mark Waid, art by Mattia De Ulis, and cover by Adam Hughes.
I like Adam Hughes covers, of course.
Yeah.
The art by, I don't know this person, but obviously it's also by his computer. But
yeah.
A lot of these kids are drawing with computers these days.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, how many comic book artists are, drawing, actually just drawing, and not using their computers these days?
Yeah. Well, I do know. I do know. Comic Relief Crusader works on paper.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Since
good
we're working on ours.
Really? Well, that's good of him.
Yeah.
I understand some people. Some instances, I guess I can understand some people liking to use computers for certain things, but all I know is the big guys never did. The legends never had that. They didn't have it. To be fair, you can go, well, they didn't have it. Okay, but they didn't need it.
Yeah, they did. They had some out. They can bring
it's
a
true
world.
They didn't have it, but yeah.
They didn't need it. They can bring their world to it.
Yeah.
What these new genius writers from Phantom Outsider, what these new genius writers failed to understand was making Valeria the best as ever only leads to Franklin closes his eyes and poof, Franklin is an only child again.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, she's insufferable.
Yeah.
Or was when Slott was writing her anyway.
Yeah. Thing was in his own book. He stayed on the world the Beyond are created. Yep, that was true.
He did. Oh God, that was not good.
No. Hi, the Dalek451 says, hey, Clobbering Times, I used to really like She-Hulk.
Well, you're not alone. Hey, Dalek, how you doing, buddy? You're not alone. She was very popular. I was just telling you my experience with her. She actually, at that time, she was not popular until Byrne, much I have my issues with Byrne here and there. Byrne made her popular, mainly by putting her in the Avengers and FF that got her some cred, but also that series, Sensational She-Hulk he did in like 88, 89.
Mm-hmm.
Then she became popular, but she was not her original series, Savage She-Hulk in the 70s, was not popular. Yeah. I bought the first issue. Stan Lee took credit for writing in it, but it had John Buscema art, and so I kind of dug it, actually. I thought, well, it's got Bruce Banner in it. It's kind of cool. He gives her the transfusions, becomes She-Hulk. Yeah, I was with it. Then about an issue or two in, wasn't all that. I didn't really stick with it. And that was like 1970, 90 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I didn't really.
A lot of people didn't buy it.
Yeah.
It lasted 2 years. The first one.
The only thing that makes any sense in the Johnny Alicia story was Ben going right after Alicia immediately on his return, because Ben 100% knew that wasn't Alicia.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate the whole story. I hate the whole.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean, people like that.
And then really, once they rescued Alicia, Alicia went right back to Ben.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Captain Infinity says my comic is merely a promo for my comic. Yes.
Oh yeah, Captain Infinity and Beyond. You let it be that way. Yes.
Yep. So, this. Well, I appreciate you coming on, buddy.
I'm so sorry it took me, dude. I wish it could have been there. Even though I would have hung with you. It sounded like an even worse dummy since I hadn't read the comic, but I would have been glad to hang out with you to talk about it. But we will review. You set up a time. Usually, not always home too late on Wednesdays. It just depends. But we should review. I don't know an FF comic.
I know you've got a stream. I know you've got a
later.
Stream
yeah, later.
Yeah.
Then 10 your time. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple. There's another graphic novel that I would love to do with you. Is Books of Doom. I don't know if you've read that one yet. Yeah, it's Dr. Doom's origin, or the latest version of Dr. Doom's origin story, because we really don't know his story.
Isn't that like a trade compiled of a bunch of?
Yeah, it's a trade compile
of a bunch of different origins mixed, or it's like was it a mini series or something?
It was a mini series.
Depending upon when it came out, I probably did not read it, but I might have read it. So much up there, but I can find out really quickly though. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let me double check something here.
I'm gonna check it right here.
Okay.
Bop. There, let's see. Oh yeah, what is that? That was a series.
Yeah.
Ed Brubaker, huh?
Yeah.
That painted art. Yeah, that's interesting. I will read it. I have to because, I might read this because I think. What year did this come out? 2011. I wasn't reading Marvel at the time, so I probably didn't read it.
Okay.
So I should.
And another one out.
Not too bad.
Yeah. The other one was another one I'm planning on doing is I've got the graphic novel for the Legion's Great Darkness saga. Yeah,
we're getting. It's going to take us a while on our Legion show to get to that. J-Man and I and Sean on his channel. We review Legion there all 3 weeks out of the month on his channel. From the very begining. And I've been trying to get Lord Thoth to review Great Darkness saga with for a while, but he's been. I wanted to review it this year, but man, I don't know.
I actually mentioned to Lord Thoth that I'd love to bring the two.
Busy man.
I'd love to bring the two of you in and do a panel to discuss that. The problem with the book I've got is it's the graphic novel, and they put in a lot of filler issues.
Well, they put in some stuff that was pertinent to it, though. In the old trade and in the later hardcover had more. Especially the hardcover. Yeah, you've got the hardcover, or even
no, I got it via Kindle. So it's
that Kindle you have is the latest hardcover, probably.
Okay, yeah.
And they added some stuff to it that was relevant to things that happened after, because it ended kind of abruptly.
Yeah. I've got that, and then I don't know if I could probably one day I may also do the Legion of Three Worlds. That one was bizarre.
Yeah, I didn't. I read it way back then, but it wasn't my Legion, so I didn't really mess with it too much.
That's true.
I bought it, but
yeah,
they had some of them.
I don't know. I don't know how they tied it into Final Crisis. I'm still trying to scratch my head on that.
That's because nobody does. Final Crisis is the worst, one of the worst things ever done, man. It was so bad. It was so incoherent.
Yeah, they wanted to do a Crisis something. They wanted to do a Crisis
the word
something.
Crisis.
Yeah. You had Crisis on Infinite Earths, then you had Crisis 0 Hour, Crisis in Time.
They were using it in the 60s. Crisis on Two Worlds, Crisis on Two Worlds, Crisis on the... So, yeah. So, Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, Infinite Crisis. I admit I like She-Hulk from the 90s Hulk cartoon because she was hot.
Yep, the second season she took over and became Hulk and She-Hulk.
Yeah.
She took
green has always been my favorite color.
So that's good. That's a fair cup.
Yeah.
Superboy Prime was right.
Yeah.
Those
are not our heroes.
True. Yeah. True.
Yeah. So what you got going on? Coming up?
In a few hours. I got to run out and go run some more errands, but then come back here at 9. Well, 10 your time, 9 Central, and we got the wild card Wednesday night.
All right.
And tomorrow night I'll be at Tom's at midnight after dark at 6. But then at 7, then at 9 Central, the clubhouse is in session with Raquel and Mark. And we just started last week. We just started reviewing Blake's 7, so we'll have second episode of that.
Nice.
And that's a lot of fun. And then of course on Friday nights, my buddy J Man on his channel, he and Sean, our friend Sean and I, we're reviewing all of Jack Kirby's 4th World Saga.
Oh,
in order. We're on episode number 12 or 13 now, having a blast. We do 3 different. It's all 4 titles. Jimmy Olsen. New Gods, Forever People, and Mr. Miracle. And we're reviewing them in chronological order for the way the saga goes. And we're having a blast doing that on Friday nights at 6 and 7 Eastern. And then I go on our buddy Nick Weiser's channel, 8:30 Central, for the comic shop talk on Friday nights. And then, of course, Saturday Night Star Trek. Starting Voyager Season 3. Yeah, we're starting Voyager Season 3. And but also a note for those who might want to know, our good buddy Mark D with the C went to New York City Comic Con last week. But he had some he ended up hurting himself and was kind of messed up for a bit, so he was kind of healing. He was not able to do the Sunday Night Geekery last week, but he'll be back with Sunday Night Geekery this week, and you can watch. You want to see all the he filmed, I don't know, hours probably of the sights and sounds and happenings of New York City Comic Con. That'll be a lot of fun. He'll show us. It's always cool when he goes and does that. So that'll be cool. That'll be 10 Eastern.
All right. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So great. Again, I am glad you were able to make some time off your busy schedule.
Thanks for the invite. So sorry I was late, dude. I meant to be here a lot earlier, but things and stuff, as you know.
No, of course. Yeah, my this next week is yeah.
I hear you, man.
All right. Yeah. All right, you take care.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's
night, everybody.
Night, Clobby. Take care.
Have a good one, my friends. Thank you, sir.
Take care. All right, we had Clobby from Clobbering Times here. Celebrate the 200th episode with us. Snorter Poopa says, have fun, Clobby, clobber on. So, all right. Yes. Let's see. Let's go back here. It's not that terrible. It's not that terrible. The one where Doom kills the girl he loves and uses her bones as the basis of his armor. Terrible. Yes, I didn't like that series, that particular series at all. And Doom's not an egomaniac. Doom's an egomaniac. He's not a sociopath. Yes, true. Okay. All right. So I think because one, my voice is going, and two, nice 2-hour episode. I did it early because I special time for a special episode. Here we are, 200 episodes of King Dolphin TV. Started in 2021 and going on strong now. So I think we're going to just kick off with show notes. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What's wrong, comic? Dalek says, also got to say, I didn't expect the story of Shoe Storm going off on a run. When did that come out? It came out in 2019. What's the matter? What's the matter, comic? You want to come in and tell us, or you want to just do it out in the chat? Hold on, guys. Okay. Oh, no. Oh. I'm so sorry to hear that. But at least it's medical leave. Are you getting any benefits for that? I am so pleased. Put a CRC out there. Put a CRC out there for our friend Comic Relief Crusader. Oh man, that is horrible. Hey, you know you've got friends here. Anytime you want to chat about it, please do. Oh man, please show our support for Comic Relief Crusader. Great guy, good friend to this community, a brother of mine. He's been here. For me, and so please. So, hold on a second. I want to. Okay, I just DM'd you. Hello, Laz. Okay, I'm going to massacre his name. Hello, Laszlo Panaflex. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the 200th episode of King Dolphin TV. And let's see. Well, anytime you want to talk to me, Comic Relief, let me know. So, all right. I think my voice is starting. I've got to save my voice. I got streaming to do. I've got an away mission where I'm the master of ceremonies, and I got to try and get my voice back to normal. I don't self-medicate the way Doomcock does. I gotta follow the missus's advice to save my voice. So I think without further ado, I'm going to go to
Shows with Mr. Ray. Shows with Sandra too. Raymond, push the button.
All right, show notes. As we yes, tea with honey. Yes. And greetings to Laszlo Panaflex. Thank you for coming. And please like and subscribe, my friend. We've got a lot of big things coming up in the next week and a half. And so Podtober continues and is growing strong. As you know, this Saturday I'll be on an away mission. I have a book signing on Friday night, and then on Saturday a conference with the banquet. And so on the 22nd, we'll be doing the Sunday show. Sunday. Hold on a second. We're doing the Sunday show. So this isn't right. Yeah, never mind. And it's going to be at a special time. It's going to be at 4:00 on Sunday, live, uncensored, unfiltered. Thank you, Laszlo. Thanks for streaming King Dolphin TV. You put on a great show. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. So Sunday. I can't say enough Sundays. And on Monday, again, probably at about 5:30, will be the Monday on the 23rd, 2 years that King Dolphin has been invading YouTube with the pod. And so we're going to do a celebration of that on a special time on Monday. So yes, we're getting a big week going here. On the normal Wednesday, we're going to be doing a Surfside chat and going to Monday, la, 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 la. Pudgy bounces. Yes. So we got Monday and then Wednesday, we're going to have a Surfside chat. Probably post 2-year anniversary. Culminating, yes, that's a big word, on the 28th, which is a Saturday. It's just because it's my birthday. So the Podtober will Podtober will conclude on October 28th with my birthday. And then we start November, and I'll start bringing out the calendar for November. So actually, on November 1st, we have a book release. On the 1st of November, we're going to have a jewelry creator. Her name is Michelle Gaudin. She runs Botanical Beauties, and she will be on talking about her creations. So that is the lineup for King Dolphin TV for the next busy week. So Alex says culminate, or Snorta Poopa says culminate. Laszlo says, you can't have this, la, 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 la. And then one day he get this. All right. So, okay, let us conclude show notes.
It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. With Mr. Raymond and Sandra too. It's time for show notes.
Done. All right. Thank you all for coming here tonight for our 200th episode. Thank you, Dalek. You have yourself a great night. Make sure you get. We'll see you on Sunday. He says, good show. Later, Raymond. John Rendell says, great night, everyone. See you Sunday. And of course, Snorter Pooper says, take care of your human, dolphin, doggo, Dalek, ferret, eagle, hedgehog, and triple. So, yes, we got the does a ankle monitor count as jewelry? I don't know, Snort. Thank you, John. Congratulations, Raymond. 200 episodes. Yay. Pudgy. Hugs, everyone. Bye. Thank you for show. Congratulations on 200. Thank you, Pudgy. And please go to Pudgy Adventures. Pudgy, put your stream out there. Put your stream out there. Same with you, Dalek. You guys got wrenches. You can put your streams out there. All right. So, thank you, Laszlo. So let me say thank you to everyone who came on. I really am liking these interviews. It kind of tough because everybody, I know everybody's got opinions, but I like to bring out these opinions. I'm not the comic book expert, but I enjoy bringing these out. So welcome. Thank you for being here, Admiral Teague. Thank you for being here, Captain Infinity. Welcome, and thank you, Laszlo Panaflex, the amazing Phantom Outsider, and Pierre Kelly. I love Phantom Outsiders banter with our favorite bear. And then my amazing wrench team. We had the producer, Sandra. Thank you, honey. She kept yelling at me for the banners. That's what you were hearing, the bing bings. So, yeah, she's keeping me in line. We had a Dalek 451. Thank you, my friend. And it's always good when you're here. And we are always fun to have a great time with you. We had Fez for Hire, John Randall. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hope you will be see you on Sunday. The first in, the last out. Legatus Legion I. Thank you for being here, Legatus. And great research and great takes on the story. We had Pudgy Hedgehog Adventures. Please go see Pudgy Hedgehog Adventures on YouTube. I'm working on part 4 of the journey to the center of the earth. I'm probably going to finish it tomorrow. It's a fun story. Stark of Iron came to visit, and Comic Relief Crusader. Please put a CRC out there, and please go to his channel. He does good work. I don't know if he's in there, but if you're there, put your channel in. Up there he is. Okay, there's Comic Relief Crusaders channel. Please go to him. Let's see. And Stark of Iron was here. And of course, the biggest, baddest bear on the internet. Snora Pupas! Cuba! Touchscreen! Touchscreen! Whoa, ba dooba 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 dooba. Great show. Great show. Congrats on 200. Too bad we couldn't get Sniffles. But that dang union wouldn't even let him do it for 200th episode. So that, and also, I am so glad that he stopped by. That Clobbering Times came on, and we talked a little bit about one of our favorite subjects, comics and the F4, the Fantastic Four in particular, and it's always a great time when Clobby can come here. He's not a dog puppet. He's please say for me to poop on with the dog puppet. He's a polar bear. He is a polar bear. He's Mini Snort. Snort's alter ego. So, all right, guys. While my voice is still here, you take it easy, all. See you Sunday, and thank you all for being here. I love you all. You guys are the best chat in the world. And Snort waves a paw and dives into the water. Yep, pop culture breakdown right after this. Make sure you say Pod Raid, and make sure you also say Podtober. Podtober Pod Raid. What's this here? There's the Comic Relief Crusaders channel, and there's Dalek's channel. And don't you miss the days when Sandra used to throw pillows and other objects to get Raymond's opinion? This ping is not the same. Wow. I can do it again. How about I do it on Sunday? We'll be so tired. All right, guys. I think we all should wave a paw or a fluke or a flipper and dive in the water, and we will see you Sunday.
This segment is brought to you by the DolphinWars.com.